watching Fintech Wave.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ken from Fintech Wave. I hope you're well. I'm back with another video. But before we get started, I'd just like to remind you, if you haven't already, please click like and subscribe, and also smash that notification bell. Those things help Fintech Wave go up in the rankings, and you'll also be notified when we drop new content on Fintech Wave. And by all means, do comment down below as the video progresses. If you want to jump in and share your views, they're always welcome. So today I have a video that's basically good news and bad news. I'm going to give you the bad news first. The bad news is that the market is stagnating. It has been stagnating all month. I started off the month talking about Bitcoin could go to 80,000 or even 90,000, and that was based on some technical analysis that I had come across, and also just an overall bullish feeling that I had about the market, which I still do have. But unfortunately, there are a couple of wild cards in this market. The two main ones are, firstly, the infrastructure bill that got passed recently and is now signed into law. It had a crypto provision in it that's real scary for a lot of people and has caused people to kind of shy away to see what's going on. Clarity-wise, a lot of people are waiting to see what happens with the SEC case before we see a lot of big spending on crypto. I think that certainly has slowed things up a little bit, has made people begin to exercise a measure of caution before they just jump right in. And then also, we saw Bitcoin in the 60,000s, and then it went down to the 40,000s this year once already. And now it has come all the way back, gone to a new all-time high, 68,000 or so, and now has come back down to as low as like 53 and change, right? Even the technical analysis that I came across said that there could be some selling before Bitcoin turned around and started to go up into the 70s and maybe into the 80s and perhaps even reach 90,000 by November's end. And that was mainly based on the fact that a lot of people are margined up with Bitcoin. There's a lot of people that buy Bitcoin on margin. And not only that, there are a lot of people that buy Bitcoin options on margin, which is even more dangerous. And you get liquidated even faster when you're in options on margin. So when the selling comes, it is exacerbated. Like instead of normal selling, like people are in with their own money, people are in on borrowed money, and brokers are cashing people out quicker than normal because they want to make sure that when they liquidate somebody, what's left is enough to cover what they lent the person plus any interest that's due. And then that downward pressure causes more liquidations to happen. And I explained this before, instead of it being like a gradual slope down, it becomes a very steep slope downward. And then all you need is something like a COVID announcement, and any fundamental analysis that might have been indicating Bitcoin was going to go down becomes even more exaggerated. So whereas it might have gone down to like 58, 57, it goes down to 54, 53. And then for the icing on the cake, it's not a Tuesday. It happens on a Friday. And then what happens? Bitcoin is 24/7, but it's the weekend. And really, like, for some reason, generally speaking, that's when all the selling goes on. A lot of people, they trade during the week and they look to take their profits on the weekend. And then when you have downward activity going on, even more people are like, let me take what I can get. If they have any losses, a lot of people are like, let me cut my losses, etc. So because of all of those extra factors, never mind technical analysis that might be saying things are looking like they're going to go down, because of all this additional stuff, it doesn't only go down, it goes down much more drastically. And then to reiterate, we wind up in the weekend where we just basically have to, look at it. You're not going to see a pop of any kind until the week starts again. And the people that trade the big money start looking at other financial markets to see what's going on as an indication of how they should proceed in the cryptocurrency space. That's a lot of what has to do with it. It's not just looking at a chart and the chart says, okay, this. There's always other environmental factors. An inflation report could come out. An unemployment report could come out. You know what I mean? A terrorist attack could happen. Anything could happen. And if it's on a Friday, you're not going to see the smoke clear until the week starts again. So, to round out the bad news, what I'm saying is it's just we're in a space of tedium right now. Really, I'm not in Bitcoin. I like to see Bitcoin sitting in a healthy place, because as long as Bitcoin is where it should be, then the other tokens are doing their thing. But even these metaverse tokens, like the Sandbox, for example, have been affected by what's going on with Bitcoin. I mean, the Sandbox was up around $7. And if Bitcoin was still sitting in the mid 60s, I think the Sandbox would be going to $8 or $9 because all you have to do is look at Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity was up around $180. And by the way, I've transitioned now. This is the good news part of the video. I'm making that transition right now. The bad news is things are tedious right now because there has been a lull in Bitcoin. A couple of weeks ago, Twitter's chief financial officer came out and said, doesn't make any sense to buy crypto right now. It's too volatile. Remarks like that coming from a financial whale cast more doubt on the situation. Again, you had the infrastructure bill, you got COVID. Things still haven't resolved themselves with COVID. You have political issues with China, all kinds of other stuff that, make the uncertainty factor higher than it should be. We're not looking at technical analysis on these companies in a vacuum like everything is great. We have uncertainty coming from the United States Securities and Exchange Commission where regulations are concerned. A company like Ripple, instead of it being where it should be, which is at least at $4 or $5, not only is it not where it should be, it also has been depressed by the uncertainty in crypto overall, largely indicated by what's happening with Bitcoin. You know what I mean? A lot of these tokens are all depressed because of what's happening with Bitcoin. And a lot of these tokens are metaverse tokens. And the metaverse play is really what I want to talk about in terms of how you can make millions, how millions are being made in the crypto space right now. That's where, again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm going to give it to you straight. If you want to get wealthy in crypto in the next 5 years, research metaverse tokens. Those are your best options. And all you have to do, as I said before, is look at a company like Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity is in the hundreds, right? That's not even in the envelope of anything I would highlight in this video, right? I would say, well, if Axie Infinity, they have a game and it's a play to earn game and people are earning tokens and making passive income playing Axie Infinity, well, let's look at a company like the Sandbox, which hasn't really launched yet. I think they had initially launched, but then they rolled it back and they kind of went back into development mode. And they're getting ready to drop again. They've been selling a lot of land in their metaverse. Atari's bought a lot of it up. They've got deals with Nike. They've got a deal with Snoop Dogg, probably a whole bunch of other deals that just aren't coming to mind right now for me. But, they've been making a lot of moves behind the scenes so that when this thing launches, they're really going to hit the ground running. And instead of them being 100 and change, they're only $6. So it doesn't take a math whiz to be like, well, Axie Infinity is already gone. But what if I had $1,000 and I dropped it on Sandbox? Again, don't put $1,000 on anything and think it's going to be $1 million tomorrow. I mean, look at the up and downs we're going through. Look at what Bitcoin has been through just this year. 60 and change, 40 and change, 60 and change, 50 and change. You know what I mean? It goes up and down. You can't expect to jump in something, whether it's Sandbox or anything else, and 100x your money overnight. I got into Sandbox at a nickel. This was back in January. And I got out of it at like $1 or something like that. And it sat around $1 for a long time. It's only recently when Facebook made this announcement about them changing themselves to Meta, the whole rebranding thing. That's when the metaverse tokens, which is what we now call them, that's when they really took off. That's when you started seeing things like Sandbox that really couldn't get over like $1.50 jump all of a sudden to $3, $4. Now it's going to $7. If you're someone who only has a couple of G's or might not even have that, try to start accumulating your money to try to put up 1,000 or 2. And if you want a play that has a potential to pay back big, I would say get into tokens that are going to be doing something in the near future and have a reasonable price. And the GameFi tokens are the ones that have those attributes. They're relatively inexpensive. And at the same time, crypto is a hot sector. But the hottest sector of crypto is DeFi, and the hottest sector of DeFi is gamefi, and which is really the metaverse. What's going to be happening in the metaverse? That's where all the NFTs are going to be getting flipped. Everybody that's buying a sword or a skin or an avatar or whatever, that's where people are going to be able to get to use them. And the reason they're going to use them is a lot of times when you use your avatar or your NFT in these games, you get multiplied rewards. Instead of getting a set amount of tokens for playing the game that day, it multiplies. Oh, because you use the NFT, you get 2x or 3x. So you better believe, this thing is going to take off. I've been around long enough to be able to spot a hit when I see it. okay? And blockchain gaming and the metaverse is a hit. And I think even Facebook's move saying, you know what, stop everything, we're changing the name of the company, this is where it's at. If that doesn't tell you that this is the thing, I don't know what will. None of what I'm saying is financial advice. I just wanted to rap with you for a few minutes. You know what I mean? Hope you have a great weekend. Wish you happy holidays. Thanks for checking in on the video. Look into Metaverse tokens. You won't be sorry you did. Good luck to you, whatever you decide. I'll catch you on the next video. This is Ken from Fintech Wave. Thanks for checking out this latest episode. If you like the content, please hit like and subscribe. Shout out to all the people who've subscribed already. I'm going to try to keep the quality content coming on Fintech. I appreciate you. And there's a link in the description. The Fintech Wave theme is now an NFT. See you next time, everybody. Take care.